Hello, everyone. I am Divya Mohan, a principal technology advocate at SUSE, and we are back with another Know Before You Go episodes. Now, we've been doing this for KubeCons and cloud native rejects and potentially open source summits as well. But over the past couple of years that we've noticed, we've also had a co-located event of our own, which is SUSE Rancher Day. And we thought of doing one for that specific event this time around, primarily because we had a lot of questions around what it's about, who should attend it, and stuff like that. So I've gotten some folks from around the event with me today. But before we go ahead, it's going to be a session where we're going to talk more about the upcoming SUSE Rancher Day at KubeCon EU 2025. It's going to be in a week or two, uh, 1st April to be precise. So that's not a very long time from now. You can ask questions as always from wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's YouTube, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Twitter, and we'll try our best to get to them throughout the session that we are having today for about 30-45 minutes. And we request you to keep it as courteous and as uh, friendly as possible, because we're all here to share knowledge and not really uh, use any harmful language or any sort of language that you would not use in any public forum. So with that, I know we advertise this as being, hosted by me with two other colleagues of mine. But surprise, surprise, we have one more special guest on for you today. So joining me today is, of course, Nelson and Jeroen from SUSE. But we also have Robert joining in from California. Hi, everyone. How are you all doing today?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, doing great.
So I know that KubeCon EU is, say, 1.5-ish, 2 weeks away. I can never get the timeline right, but how excited are you all for KubeCon EU and for SUSE to be showing up at KubeCon EU? We'll get to the SUSE Rancher Day in a bit, but how excited are you all, and what are you looking forward to
I,
at KubeCon EU?
I don't know about the other ones. I get nervous at this time because I feel like nothing's done, and I know that a lot of stuff's done, right? But it's like I feel like we're missing things. So at this point, I don't get excited until I get on the plane. Me personally, because I feel like we're running around just making sure everything is done and the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. I packed everything I needed to pack. That's just me personally. So
Yeah, same here. We of course just came from our previous event, so it's really getting the last things in order.
I'm really excited because it's home, right? So it's really cool because it's the first time that we're having one in London, and I get to show all of my friends from the community around London as well as sort of experience and stuff. And it's going to be some really, really good fun, really.
Yeah, you get to show like your personal friends who are not technologists that you know what you do for a living. You're like, this is KubeCon, this is what we do, right?
Yeah. Well, they have no idea what I do as a day job, so that's fine.
Well, I mean, I know that I'm personally excited for this one because there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff coming up, not just in terms of announcements at KubeCon, but also just like meeting up with a larger community of folks that we tend to, every KubeCon, we tend to meet up with so many new folks from within the cloud native community and within the larger open source community as well at such events. So very excited for that. But before we go ahead, Rob, I have to stop you there. We
I
have
got
not
questions.
introduced.
I got
Yes.
questions because like
Yeah.
I go to UK every once in a while for work, but I like it's work stuff. So this is going to be kind of different where we're kind of be traveling the city. I got some questions about that. And if someone's coming in, like if you're coming to Ohio, I'm going to tell you, you got to get a car. You ain't walking nowhere. You ain't taking a train because we don't have any of those kind of cool things.
Yeah.
How are we getting around? Like Nelson, like we're not going to Amsterdam, so we can't ask you. What is, what are some of the things that people need to know before getting there?
Yeah, so don't hire a car. It's a waste of money. You'll be stuck in traffic for hours. If you need to get around London, underground and buses. I usually get the underground everywhere. So really, really handy. The Excel Centre is on what we call the DLR line, which is the District Light, Docklands Light Railway, and that can take you all the way into London, or actually all the way to the Tower of London, which is pretty cool if you want to do some sightseeing. That's just one line that goes all the way in. But if you need to get around London, especially if because we're holding SUSE Rancher Day in central London, any tube station is perfect, and it's pretty cheap, so don't worry too much.
Do you have to get like a funny ticket or something, or can you just use like your phone with Apple Pay or something?
You can use your phone, Apple Pay, Google Pay. You can even just get your contactless card and just bop it straight on. If you want to be like a local, you could always get an Oyster card and top that up, but realistically at this point you can just use Google Pay or Android Pay.
Oyster cards are no longer necessary. Good to know, actually.
I still use one.
Yeah, I still have one, even.
Okay, all right.
But hey, also don't forget, Rob, because we're traveling from abroad. Do we need an ETA actually already?
That's it. It's a gray area. I got it just because I, me. If you guys know me, I overplan everything. I started the call that way, right, Divya? It's like I need to know how do you get around, and there's like this little app. It's like the UK ETA. I don't think you need it, depending on when you get there. I don't think
you need it just yet. I'm a local, so I'm pretty free on that point. But I believe it's until the 1st of April, isn't it, that you don't need it? It kicks in after that. But
best April Fool's joke ever. The government makes one.
It wasn't that funny.
Well, I also had a question, Rob. Yeah. So one of the questions that I had is, I know that this is not going to be my first rodeo. I know that it's not your first rodeo. Jeroen and Nelson, I'm curious whether this is like the first ever SUSE Rancher Day that you're attending, because it's pretty kick-ass when you do attend other ones and then you can contrast it. Or is this going to be your first ever fresh look at a SUSE Rancher Day in person?
For me, I've never attended a SUSE Ranch Day as an attendee, though last year at Salt Lake, of course, KubeCon US, I actually was on stage at SUSE Rancher Day presenting together with my fellow technical advocates.
Cool. What about you?
So this is my first ever SUSE Rancher Day, even as an employee. So I've been to KubeCon quite a few times, but this is first time seeing people who are dedicated to Rancher in one room. Normally it's just coming by the booth.
So yeah, go ahead, Rob.
So anyone coming to SUSE Rancher, if you've signed up, I kind of want to go on the record and say this, is that you need the BYOD. You got to bring your own laptop. We will provide everything else that you're going to need. Internet will be there, power will be there. The labs are all going to be, hosted. You'll be able to sign in and do it. So it is BYOD. So you bring yourself, bring your laptop. So we don't have that. So I want to make sure people know that you do need to bring the laptop. We've had actually Chicago, we had quite a few people who didn't know that it was a BYOD. So bring your laptop. If it's a work laptop, make sure you have access to your proxy. We did have a couple, if I remember correctly, we did have a couple people.
Yeah, that was because we used the link shortener that was blocked by some corporates, which, okay, makes sense, could be. But then again, actually, I think everyone that brought their laptop, whether it was a work laptop or not, was in the end able to access the labs by using the direct link.
Yeah, we learned a lesson with that one, because I was like, wait a minute, your laptop doesn't let you do that. That's weird. And realized that some corporations have corporate rules. Okay, so bring your laptop. And then afterwards, does everyone know that, like, who's going to the party? Everyone here should be going to the after party, right, Nelson?
100%.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Oh man, but the after party is, of course, actually at a great venue also, like SUSE Rancher Day.
Yeah, what I didn't understand this. This is like BAFTA or something.
BAFTA.
Yeah.
BAFTA.
What is this?
It's the British Film Award, so it's pretty much like a British Oscars, and it's the venue that they hold it at, which is really, really cool.
Okay. So like
it's kind of a museum, right, Nelson?
I think there's a museum piece to it, but it's really just it's to hold events in, which is really neat.
And we're not going to need like it's not a formal event, so this is like casual, right? Like, you have to put pants on. I will say that, so don't try to come, with no pants. Like, just making sure, like, it is, but it's not like suit and tie. It's not tux related, even though, like, this is your the home of your Oscars, right?
Yeah. I will not be wearing a tux or so. It's pretty. You can be in whatever you want. At the end of the day, it's a tech event, so I don't expect anyone to. I expect most people coming in socks and sandals, to be fair. So.
All right, so that's a good question. We talked about like attire. London this type of year, as an American, I always think it's dark and gloomy, and it's always raining there. I'm not like, that's how my impression of it. So that's probably not true this time of year.
It rains even more in London than in the Netherlands. So I think your impression is correct, Rob.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Every time I've been to the Netherlands, it's been pouring down. So maybe it's just because I'm there. Bring the weather with me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Right now, looking out the window, it's beaming with sun, not a single cloud, but the weather changes very, very quickly. So probably best pack like an umbrella, really. But I haven't looked at the weather yet. I'll have a look at the long range now. But generally in London, it is a little bit warmer than the rest of the UK because you've got all the high rise and stuff.
Okay, so global warming is affecting you guys more than the rest of the UK.
Definitely.
Must be a lot of hot air there. Anyhow.
So, coming back to the topic, which is SUSE Rancher Day, I got to draw you all back in and also ask, because co-located events are typically either for half a day or the whole day. Given which, attendees might want to know when is SUSE Rancher Day actually being held? Is it for the whole day, going from 9 up till 5? Would it be a half-day event? If so, when would be the slot at which this is happening?
Well, Rob, you have the agenda in front of you. As far as I remember, it's from 1300 onwards, which is 1 p.m.
Yep, it's 1300 onwards. As for what we're doing to the minute, everyone keeps asking that, but with events like this, it's very dynamic, right? And so I get asked two questions: what's going on at what time, and then who's presenting it. And I don't think people realize when we do SUSE Rancher Day, anyone on the stage can do it. And what makes it a dynamic event is the people delivering it, people like Jeroen, Aaron. The moment of someone can come in and just start talking about something, and they kind of talk over each other. So saying one person is going to deliver observability is really kind of funny, because it's really not that way, because of just how the team delivers. I always like to it's like a team of experts who know each other so well that they kind of overtalk each other. So I don't know that.
Yeah, we have fun at each other, right? Remember the Spanish keyboard?
Yeah, I do remember the Spanish keyboard. And there's gonna be a lot of things. Every time we have a SUSE Rancher Day, there's a lot of behind the scenes inside jokes that people will see, and then we'll talk about it till the next SUSE Rancher Day. But one of the cool parts about it is that you're going to be there and it's an interactive hands-on, right? And we're going to go deep, but we're not going to go too deep. So if you're worried, like, oh my God, I'm going to get killed up there, you're not. We'll help you through it. And then around 1800 or 6 p.m., we wrap it up, right? And we're doing the community team, Divya and Orlan are coming in, and we're doing trivia. we did this. We started doing this trivia in Salt Lake City, and we didn't think it would go over well. But people, I mean, they were knocking each other over, so we have to put in some guardrails, especially because it's the UK, and I just want to make sure it doesn't get too rowdy. But yeah, it was the questionnaire was very. So we're gonna do a pub quiz. Nelson's been helping us out with the format and understanding what the hell of pub quiz is. We don't have these in America. I mean, if we do, I haven't been to one, so I don't know. So this event will have a pub quiz. So Divya or them will come up, and we'll ask questions. We'll break you guys up. We'll break the people up into teams, and then we have giveaways. For the winning team.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Uh,
do we know what giveaways already, Rob? Can you
No, because
Yeah.
Nelson and I, because everyone keeps, so I was going to bring them over. Going in the US, it's not that big of a deal, but bring stuff into the UK, it's kind of wonky when I have to taxes, value added taxes and stuff like that. So Nelson and I talked about it. We're going to go to the Lego store together. We're going to have a nerd date and just kind of pick out what we feel is awesome to pick up, right? And so we're going to bring up a couple boxes of Legos.
Cool.
And another, I think, burning question here, if I may, is that would these sessions, being delivered, really, would these be recorded for later viewing? Just probably like a live stream, but would these be recorded so that people who are not on site and people who have potentially registered can actually take this back home and do it on their laptops when they're back?
It's not going to be recorded on this venue. I do not believe so. I know previous we had some of our execs open up for the last SUSE Rancher Day, and we got to co-op their equipment. But for this one, I don't believe we're going to have live cameras. But if anyone really wants to see what we're doing, so SUSE Rancher Day is an intense, immersive, hands-on. You're with us. But we also have the SUSE Rancher Rodeos series, and we have, which if you're doing one of those, it's a subset of what you're getting at SUSE Rancher Day. But with some of the other content that we're putting out within Rancher Academy, it's all pulled from what we already have, and we just curate it and then make it a live interactive event. So if you miss it, I would recommend you sign up for a rodeo, and I'll find a link. I'll see if I can find a link for a rodeo so I can put it in the chat. If you're not going to be able to make it, a rodeo is a great place to start. Any of the master classes that the community team here at SUSE puts on, another great way to get hands-on deeper with that. I know we've been asking Jeroen to do a lot more with observability because
Hell yeah.
I know, but it's new for our community, observability, and it's not what people don't understand. It's not just logs and metrics, right? It is a whole different. It's a mind shift, and trying to get that mind shift in there. And so those
don't get me started, Rob.
I won't. So you just stay calm. But it's those things. So if you're missing it, I would just recommend hit up a rodeo and then just stay tuned to our channels. We put a lot of content out, and you're going to experience, but you're not going to experience all in one day, all at the BAFTA or BAFTA event. Yeah, it's not going to be there.
And also remember that at SUSE Rancher Day, we will not only be presenting our content, right? We'll have a few special guest appearances from our PMs, actually, also, right, Rob?
Mm-hmm. So that's absolutely correct. So with our PMs, thank you, whoever posted the Rancher Rodeos. Our PMs are coming for this one. So we kind of made this, we're switching this one up slightly, and this one will have our product managers there, not project managers, but product managers. So you, during any break, you can grab a PM and you can ask them questions. You can say, hey, what's the direction of Rancher going to look like, in the next 6 months? Hey, what is virtualization going to look like in the next year, right? And these people are there to answer your questions. If and they're probably going to ask you questions. So it's a kind of a learn and listen is really the kind of the format. We wanted to bring them in to, give, if you're learning about Rancher or you're learning about what we're doing around virtualization, you're like, hey, I got a question. There's no better person to ask than some of the PMs that are going to be on staff.
Right. And that brings me to my next question, as to, okay, SUSE Rancher Day, I register for it. By the way, we will be throwing up a QR in a hot minute. If you all want to register and sign up, we have the last few spots left. So if you do want to sign up, we will be bringing up the QR in a bit. But Okay, I mean, great. If I signed up, I'm not able to make it. Is there any other place I can find SUSE at KubeCon EU? What are the different places we're going to be there? I know we're there at a booth, clearly, but Rob, where do you think our community can find us? Because you have the entire list of places we're going to be at.
Okay, so we're at SUSE Rancher Day, which is what this is about. If you're not going to be able to make SUSE Rancher Day, we're obviously at the booth. Nelson, what was the booth number? Do you remember?
Booth number is South. It's in the South Hall, and it is S160. S160.
Okay, so Sierra 160 for those people who need it phonetically. So we're going to be there. I know the community team is going to be all around the shooting. I'm actually manning the Helm booth and the Kube booth for some slight periods of time, and then we have quite a few people speaking. I have 2 talks, maybe 3 now.
You'll have 3.
Now I have 3. So I have 3 talks. I know a couple other people have talks, and so I know Nikki and our social channels are going to be soliciting those. Where we're going to be talking. But at any time you want to find us, you're going to find us in the Project Pavilion or at S161.
Yeah, 160. But don't forget also the 2 days leading up to SUSE Rancher Day, we have Cloud Native Rejects where we'll also be present.
I was just about to get to that. So yes, we are a sponsor of Cloud Native Rejects. We have been for the past couple of years now. It's where you go see some of the best docs. Like I'm not knocking the program committee on what they select for KubeCon, but the curated list of rejects talks are amazing. I learn a lot from rejects because it's where the hardcore talks are going on. So I come out a little bit of FOMO from rejects, going like, "Hey man, like I should be building content like this." But I also come out learning a lot. So we will be there at Rejects as well. I think, Divya, you're going to be there, right?
Yes, and I think, Rob, this time around, you're giving the closing keynote, aren't you?
I am doing the closing keynote. I think it's on Sunday. I have to go do the closing keynote.
It's Monday, I believe. I'm not sure.
No.
But yeah, the closing keynote is on the last day of Cloud Native Reject. So that's 31st.
I don't have my calendar. You
Yeah.
gotta understand, like my calendar is like where I have to be, and then I solidify it once I'm in the time zone.
Yeah.
So it's like, Robert, you got to be here, travel here, go there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a busy week.
So it's 31st. Yeah. 31st is a Monday. So 31st is when Rob's going to be giving the closing keynote at Cloud Native Rejects. But in addition, I know that Katrina from our Edge team, shout out to her for being the program co-chair for Kubernetes on Edge Day, which we're also sponsoring. So she's going to be there. Our entire Edge team, not entire Edge team as in like the entire team behind the Edge, but like few members of the Edge team are going to be there, hanging out for that co-located event as well. And I'm also going to be speaking at Cloud Native University Day in addition to KubeCon. So you can find all of us at like different places in the main showcase area for sure, at SUSE Rancher Day for sure, and at Cloud Native Rejects as well. So it depends on your luck which one of us you catch. We're like Pokemons, I guess. So yeah.
So this year, I will have my small camera set up and mics, so I will be doing a lot of impromptu interviews. You saw me do it, some of it at SUSECon, but I'm not tied to the booth like I normally am, or tied to a recording station. So I'm going to be mobile. I'm going to be interviewing people. So if you see me and you grab me, I might ask you for an interview. Nelson knows he has to do one, and he's just like, "Damn it, I don't want to." But yes, I'm going around, and I'm just talking to everybody I can. I want to share my experiences at, not just KubeCon, but, SUSE Rancher Day as well. I want to share, some behind the scenes where people can kind of see, some of the excitement that's going on and what SUSE is doing out there in the market.
Right. And I actually think it's high time I actually shared the QR code here. So I'm just going to bring that up in like a minute because my image got stored in a very different location today. So I'm gonna have to find that one out. But I wanna ask you all in the meantime, while I'm downloading that image, re-downloading that image again. What's one thing that y'all are personally looking forward to at KubeCon? I know that Rob mentioned he's looking forward to video, capturing his experiences through videography. But what about you, Nelson and Jeroen? What are y'all looking forward to?
I think I'm stuck to, for KubeCon specifically, I'm stuck to the booth the entire week. So my feet will be sore, but be well worth it to meet everyone that wants to come and have a chat. I think I'm going to be gliding through a couple of our stands within the booth as well. But SUSE Rancher days would be fantastic. It'll be fun.
Yeah, same here. It's SUSE Rancher Day, the booth. Well, that's our core job: educate people at our booths at SUSE Rancher Day. Some great new features and even products to highlight. Actually,
Whoa,
also
no,
during SUSE.
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil
No,
it.
I can't just.
Don't.
There's so much good stuff coming out,
There
Rob.
is.
Can't we just slightly?
You can tease. I'll let you. You can tease a little bit, but I don't want you to go like brewing the big.
Oh man,
really
no.
I
think the bigger anyone that actually watched anything from SUSECon already knows all the highlights and announcements. For me personally, one that really stands out is the cluster in a pod. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, cluster in a pod. Yeah, that one's really exciting. That's I don't want to say that's the highlight, but that's the one I'm like, I can't wait till they actually announce that one.
Yeah,
it might be one of my favorites.
So I tried doing this thing wherein we bring the background up, but it feels like I cannot do it here. So there's definitely a glitch. So I am just gonna take these fine folks of camera for a bit and show you all the sign up link for SUSE Ranch Day. And if you all have any questions, you all should definitely leave your questions on chat right now so that I can relay them to Rob, Jeroen, and Nelson. I'm just going to take them off camera for a little bit so that I can actually show you all the QR code and you all can, sign up if you all haven't already. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is working right now, finally, thankfully. So, if you'll have not signed up, I would recommend that you all register right away for the event. And like we said, we are going to be around at KubeCon, even if you all are not able to make it to SUSE Rancher Day. And all the links posted on the live chat should also lead you to the sign up link as well, especially the one where you can find us at KubeCon. Since they have all the since that page especially has all the links to the different co-located events and the other places that we are going to be there during the whole week. So with that, I think I'm going to bring them back on because I feel really stupid talking to myself. Um, and
We're back. The link's still
we're
up.
here.
Yeah, we're here. The link's still up. So please, it should be right above my head, right there. Scan that, sign up, register. We'll love to see you. If we can't see you at SUSE Rancher Day, obviously feel free to connect with us. Hit up a Rancher Rodeo. I'm making a few guest appearances at rodeos, so kind of like I crashed this party. I will be jumping in and saying hi, but Nelson didn't know that. But yes, we're going to start doing it. So if you can't see us at SUSE Rancher Day, feel free to sign up for a rodeo. We'd love to see you there as well.
yeah, and we definitely look forward to seeing some of y'all at KubeCon. Maybe at the booth, or maybe at one of those places that we've mentioned. And with that, I think we'll let these fine folks go and get back to the rest of their day. But we'll see you on another live stream. Yeah. Rob, are you making any surprise, appearances on any other live stream?
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise if I told you, but yes, there will be some more Rob surprises.
Okay, sure. So keep your eyes peeled, I guess,
right.
to the next live stream.
All right.
See y'all folks around. Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.